These are the eyes of a psychopath.
This August, Rob Zombie unleashes an extreme vision of terror and reinvents a legend. Halloween.
Well, hello everybody in YouTube land. It's Alex, short for Alexander, and
Thomas
from DC Warriors Production, a relatively new channel that as of right now only have 3 videos and only one video that actually has us, both of us, speaking English, because the other 2 are in Swedish, because we're from Sweden.
Land.
Yeah, Swedenland. We're from Swedenland.
Yeah.
Anyway, so bear with us because we're not that bad at English, but we're not the greatest. So yeah, and as everybody knows, at least according to some Americans, like the guys who make Family Guy, people from Sweden are stupid. Anyway, so we're going to talk about the 2007 remake of the 1978 classic horror movie Halloween, directed by John Carpenter, and the remake is directed by infamous director Rob Zombie, who also plays music.
And personally, I think you should stick with the music instead.
That's our review. Now you know his opinion of the movies. Nah, but really, so this new movie, the old movie had a very low budget, and even though it did have a low budget, it created one of the most well-known horror movies of all time, one of the most influential horror movies of all time, and it also created one of the most memorable horror movie killers of all time, Michael Myers, which, in my opinion, beats Jason Voorhees in every fucking level possible. Sorry, Jason fans, but that's my opinion. Anyway, so I'm not gonna talk about the plot here because I myself am planning to do a review of the original, and if Thomas wants to be in that too, then sure, he can be. But anyway, so we're just gonna talk about the major changes done to the remake from the original, and what we think of those. So yeah. Well, for one, this movie has a much bigger body count than the original. It's kind of shot. They tried to make it more realistic. So instead of having the killer Michael Myers be a personification of evil like it was in the original, here he is a sociopath, a demented child who pretty much kills everyone because he wants revenge. Until Halloween 2, the remake, came along, which changed that entirely. Anyway, so that's the changes down to the character personality, but there is a lot of more changes that are both good and bad depending on the way you look at it. So I want you to go first, Thomas. What changes do you think were good and bad, and what do you think they should have stuck with from the original, and do you think that any of these new changes work just as good, better, or was still okay?
Well, as you mentioned, the murders are many more, and I think that is a very bad thing, because it I don't like these so-called slasher movies where the murderer just kills everybody near him. So that's a bad thing, I think.
Yeah.
And the theme song with all the effects in the song, I don't like it. I like the original very much.
Yeah, the original John Carpenter theme.
Yeah, and his mask, well, I don't know really. It's okay in the first, and yeah, we only mentioned the first.
Yeah, we might talk about the Rob Zombie's sequel to this Halloween later on.
Will never happen,
according to him. Anyway, for me, when it comes to the kills, I won't say the kills are bad. I mean, they're good. The effects are good, and stuff. But I think he's too brutal, because in the original Michael Myers was a very sort of like a ninja. Like you could see him sometimes in the background, and you know he was around, but you never knew where he was going to strike and who he was going to strike at, because in one scene he's stalking one girl, in another scene he's in a completely different place. So he goes around the city or town, as it really pretty much is, uh, pretty pretty randomly, just checks on his victims and waits until it's the right time to strike. The new Michael does that too, but he is much more brutal and much more. He doesn't hide in the shadows as much, and he is too big. I mean, I can see why people like Michael being kind of tall, so he towers over his victims, and I like that too. I want him to be at least taller than most of the girl victims, but he is way too big in this movie. Really, I mean, I think I think people would run away from him than just think he's a casual trick or treater or just a guy in a mask, because in the original he was just like anyone else on Halloween, and in this one he just kind of looks like a guy that you don't want to go near at all. As for his look, I kind of like that they kept the overall theme of the first movie's kind of look. In the beginning, when Michael Myers is, I think he's 10 or 11 in this one. In the original, he was 6 years old when he killed his bigger sister Judith Myers. The mask that he puts on, he actually puts on the famous Michael Myers mask in the beginning of this movie instead of later on, like he did in the original. It looks identical to how it looked in the original, but later he gets it back when he's an adult and it's kind of rotten and decayed. It looks alright. I think it looks way better than most other masks they used in more in the later sequels. I think. So yeah, that's my my opinions on Michael Myers. How about Laurie Strode? What do you think of her in the new one compared to the original?
Yeah, if you're going with the only appearance, I think she looks better in if you know what I mean.
Yeah, you see, guys, this guy here, he's all about the girls. That's why he likes horror movies, because in horror movies you always get a fuck scene.
Yes, but it's always the guy and the girl who fucks. It's always they who gets killed first.
Yeah, they are always killed. But anyway, as far as character go, how do you think the new one is compared to the original? Is it better, worse, or as good?
How do you mean?
Like the way she acts in the first of Rob Zombie's versions of Halloween. Do you think it's a better? Do you think that the new Laurie Strode is better than the original? Is she just the same in your opinion, or is the old one much better as the main character?
I think the older one is better. I don't think we can compare them really. In my opinion, I don't really want to call it an Halloween movie. I think we should call it Rob Zombie's own movie, and let's keep Halloween, the old one, for itself.
Yeah, it's kind of hard, especially with something like this, to compare. But as for me, yes, she looks hot, but that's not the main reason I watched the movie. Thomas here is nodding, so that's the main reason he watches it. Yes. Anyway, but she does. Taylor Scott does a good job portraying Laurie Strode. This Laurie Strode is more, I guess, more modern teen. Like, she's more bitchy, kinda more sassy. While the old one was more of a sort of a bookworm type of girl, very shy, didn't really, wasn't too comfortable around guys and stuff. But I like the older one a little bit better, because I have more I feel more sorry for her when stuff happens to her, like when she finds the dead bodies of her friends, or when she sorry, when she gets hurt, like in the original when she fall down the stairs and hurts her leg. What?
I don't know. I think it's funny. The I'm thinking about the second film.
Yeah,
So stupid.
it's so hilarious. I know.
Yeah.
But you know the Dr. Samuel Loomis, Michael's kind of caretaker, who then, when Michael escapes, tries to hunt him down and kill him so he won't, kill more people.
I like the looks of him. He looks a bit like the original.
Yeah, with the long
Louis.
coat and stuff.
Yeah, the beard.
Yeah, I think the new Loomis, the guy who portrayed him. Sorry, I cannot. I know who the actor is, but I cannot remember his name. But anyway, he does a good job as Loomis in this one.
Yeah.
They did a good job. He's more kinda determined to kill Michael. I know the original kinda was okay. If I find him, I kill him, and he kinda said he was, as I said in the beginning of this video, he is the personification of evil, while in the new one he kinda sees Michael as an animal, a thinking predator, kinda.
Yeah, in the old movie, I think Sam Loomis, he saw a little opportunity that he had a chance of saving him from the evil, but in this he just, we just kill him.
Yeah, because Michael never said a word for 15 years when he was locked up in the cemeterium, and in the new one, Loomis kinda just ditched him after 15 years because he thinks he cannot do anything more for Michael. So he kinda ditched him, and Michael, I guess, got sad, angry, whatever, and broke out. Let's see. What about the ending of the movie? Screw that. What about the other characters? Like Linda, the girl who gets strangled when Michael has that sheet on and the glasses, or Annie, who in the original gets killed when she's in her car, and in the new one she actually survives. But what about those characters? Do you think the old ones are better or the new ones?
Yeah, I still think the old ones is better. I mean, they are okay, some of them, but overall, I must say the original is better. I have a very hard time comparing them.
Yeah. As he said, it's hard to compare because the new one is a modernization of the original. One thing though that I liked was the girl who played Annie is actually the girl who played Jamie Lloyd in Halloween 4 and 5. So I'm glad they got her to play Annie because she's a good actress.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna do a remake, I don't think you should copy too much stuff, and they copy a lot of things. Sure, they make it more gritty and gory stuff, like when Michael kills Bob, the guy who has the glasses. He does it more violently than the original, and also when Michael stalks Laurie and her friends out on the street, that pretty much is the exact same thing as in the original. And I just don't think you should copy so much. I mean, I can see what they were going with, trying to give him an origin story in the beginning. Like half the movie he's just child and locked up in the cemeterium, and then the rest of the movie is kind of recreating John Carpenter's movie. Overall, though, I think, after Halloween 2, the original from 1981, I don't think any more Halloween movies, not even the remake, should have even been made.
No, I think they should have put end to it. I mean, he burnt up. He weren't even moving there. It's a good ending there. I mean,
Yeah,
he's dead.
in Halloween 2, the original, he died. He burned to death. Well, they changed the ending for this remake, comparing it to Halloween, the first one. because in the first one, Loomis shoots Michael, and he falls off a balcony, and it makes a sound like he broke his back. Loomis looks down, and he's gone, and that's where the original Halloween 2 picks up. But in the new one, he almost kills Loomis, chases Laurie into his old house, gets upstairs, drops his knife, runs at Laurie, grabs her, jumps out from the window onto the balcony, jumps from the balcony down on the ground. That I thought was overrated. And why the fuck is he running? I know they're trying to make him more realistic, but still, I mean, Jesus. And well, they also changed it that Laurie, when they jump down, they both get knocked out for a while. Laurie wakes up, but Michael is still knocked out, so she grabs Loomis's gun, which she was carrying, and places herself on his chest and points the gun at his head and tries to fire a bullet, but it just clicks all the time. Michael grabs her arm, because I guess he woke up, kinda, and at the last minute she's able to shoot a bullet right through his head, and she starts screaming, and that's the end of the movie. What ending do you think is the best one? Original or the new one?
Old one.
Yeah, the old one did leave the possibility for a sequel. The new one, he gets shot point blank in the face. They made a sequel which explains that he survived a shot to the head, but a lot of shotgun shots to his torso from kind of a far distance kills him at the end of that movie. And if you watch the changed ending for that movie, for the second remake, he gets killed by a knife. And in the first remake, he gets shot in the head and survives. That's just hilarious. I know for anyone who is listening to this is kind of a disoriented video, but we just wanted to voice our own opinions against the Halloween movie, the Rob Zombie version. We might do a more kind of a real review discussing the plot and stuff of this movie somewhere down the line, maybe, depending on. But we are, or at least I, but maybe you want to join in too, to actually do a full review on the first movie, the original.
Yeah, of course. Oh, I have a question for you.
What?
If you want to rate this movie, 1 is very bad and 5 is, oh, it's really, really good. What would you give it?
As its own movie, if I just forget anything about the first Halloween movies and any of the sequels and nothing about the old series of movies, and just look at it as its own thing, I'll give it a 3 out of 5, because as its own thing it's not that bad, but as a remake it kinda is. So as a remake I'll give it like 1.5 or 2 maybe. And you?
Oh, I would give it 2.5. I think not anymore. It's not worth anymore to me.
No. Well, that's it, guys. I hope you like this. As I said, I know it's very disoriented, but as I also said, we just wanted to voice our own opinions on this movie. If you would like us to review any other movies, please comment below. Put a comment below, and if you want, you could subscribe, which we would very much, which we would very much appreciate. And yeah, that's it. Do you have anything more to say?
No, except subscribe.
Yeah. Subscribe, guys. See you later. Alligator. Damn, that's so stupid.